What's up, guys? Marlon back here with another news video. Alright, so we're going to be talking about Sony's State of Play. Now, the next episode should be airing sometime this month, according to rumors on Reset Era. Now, a lot of people tune in to PlayStation State of Play on March 25th, 2019. And State of Play is PlayStation's answer to Nintendo's Direct. So they copied Nintendo's formula, of how they showcase their Nintendo Direct, and they're supposed to be giving us PlayStation 4 and PlayStation VR software update, new trailers, new game announcements, and whatnot. Now, the problem with the last episode of State of Play is that they spent a lot of time just showcasing PlayStation VR stuff. Now, I understand they want to push the PSVR out there more, get more sales on it, but they did promise us stuff on Twitter saying that, hey, we should be getting some new PlayStation 4 announcements, and there was really barely nothing that was shown. I mean, as far as PlayStation 4 was concerned, and so it got 28,000 dislikes. So I feel like that's a very harsh feedback to Sony for them to understand that, look, you guys are copying Nintendo and you did a horrible job with it. There was no really good narrative to the State of Play. It was just, this computerized voice sounding like like a robot or something. It was very bad. But we're getting rumors here on Reset Errors basically stating that we should be getting a May State of Play before E3, and this should be a huge one, actually better than the one that we got in March. So this one is going to be focused on The Last of Us Part 2. We should be getting a release date for that game and also some new gameplay footage possibly. Also included into this State of Play is Hideo Kojima's Death Stranding. Now, that is a game that a lot of people are hyped up for, and Hideo Kojima recently posted a photograph on Twitter of him editing the trailer for Death Stranding, so we should be getting that as well. Also included in this State of Play, according to the rumor here, we should be getting Ghost of Tsushima. That is a game that I'm very excited about. They showed that during this past E3. And it was good. It was really good. I love samurai games like that, and so yeah, most definitely a lot of people would tune into this PlayStation State of Play now, because you're showcasing these big heavy hitting PlayStation 4 titles that people really want to see. The last one was just horrible as far as presentation. It was very boring. I think they would do a better job of having someone talk and interact kind of a bit, just like how Nintendo does their directs and whatnot. But who knows, maybe they might learn from their mistakes with the last one and kind of add someone in the PlayStation State of Play, kind of introduce themselves and then talk about the games and whatnot, so they can use this State of Play as their advantage over E3, because they're not going to be at E3 this year. But I heard that there's going to be some little Easter eggs here and there from Sony at E3. So this is their own, sort of pre-recorded E3 event, if you may. So they can definitely do this before E3, because during E3, you're going to lose a lot of people. Like, people are not going to really focus on, this particular stream like that. But I mean, people will probably watch it because it is PlayStation and people want to see, what's next from PlayStation. So I can see a May State of Play Direct making sense. So what do you guys think about all of this? I mean, they do have the ability to make this State of Play a lot better. My whole thing is this: if you're going to copy a company, copy Nintendo, make it better. Make it better. It just seemed like it was worse than a Nintendo Direct. So I'm really hyped to see what PlayStation is going to showcase in this State of Play other than those bigger titles. I mean, a lot of people would want to know more stuff about the PlayStation 5, but we're not going to get anything regarding that until like next year. So this is basically stuff that's coming out later this year that's going to be in the State of Play, like Last of Us Part 2, if it is coming out, Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, and host of other maybe new IPs that we don't know about that Sony is actually working on here. So I'm really excited to see if we get a state of play this month. I will definitely tune in. I will definitely watch it because E3 is just around the corner. And if they were actually smart, they could have the state of play at E3, like just schedule it like a press conference kind of approach, not necessarily a press conference, but kind of schedule it like, okay, Sony state of play event at XYZ, and then they can host it at an auditorium or something like that, and have people come in and watch the state of play and things like that. I think it will just to kind of keep that same spirit of E3 in my opinion. But hopefully they learn from all those dislikes and the backlash from gamers and PlayStation fans alike, from the last state of play. Not a bad concept, but it needs to be a lot more compelling. It needs to be a lot better, and you need to give PlayStation fans a bit more than just one particular thing, because all they were doing was focusing on PlayStation VR games, and the PlayStation 4 stuff we already know about. So hopefully this time around they will showcase a lot more PlayStation 4 stuff, because hey, you guys are getting ready to drop the PlayStation 5, and they need to use this year to their advantage, just pumping out nothing but PlayStation 4 stuff, for the remaining part of the year, because Days Gone, it's a good game. It's not great. It's not no God of War. It's not no Spider-Man, but we want to see a bit more from Sony this year, in my opinion. I mean, Nintendo is going to crush it, and so Microsoft as well, their back is against the wall. They really need to step it up, and really right now all eyes is on Nintendo. So Sony really needs to do something with PlayStation State of Play. They really need to hype this up. They really need to showcase nothing but big blockbusters and just redeem themselves with the internet, because every time when a company does something wrong, whether it be Nintendo or Microsoft, people always call them out. So what do you guys think about a state of play happening this month before E3? Leave y'all thoughts down in the comments section down below. All right, guys, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Games and Wario. Subscribe, hit the bell. Peace. Switch gang. We out of here.